talking about forgiveness on the podcast this week, and let me be really, really clear about this. Forgiving someone does not mean that you have to allow them back into your life. No, ma'am, forgiveness does not mean that you have to allow the person back into your life. You can actually say, I forgive in the sense that I accept that the past is what it is. I learn from that and move forward and say, okay, I see my capacity to have survived what I survived and to then continue to survive in my life, learn the lessons that come with that. And I'm not going to choose to have continued contact with someone. It's a really hard choice. Super simple. I know there's a bunch of videos floating around social media where they're like 3 ways to know if you know that you need to go no contact with someone. And no problem with those videos, it's fine, but it's actually really hard. And you're probably going to feel one day like you are completely grounded in a decision to say, I forgive you, but I'm done. And another day you're going to feel like, I forgive you, and what if there could be something more? Right? What if it could be better? What if I could fix it? What if it could be different? That can be especially difficult with people who have patterns where they actually are a delight to be around a good amount of the time, but then at certain key pivotal moments, they just are incredibly disappointing with how unkind they can be. And if you need to forgive someone, but you still have to have contact with them for some reason, like for instance, if you've gone through a divorce and you have a kid together, so you need to co-parent, it's like you can forgive the person that you've left behind and still co-parent and still quote unquote be in contact with them in the sense that you say hello and goodbye at drop-offs, or you exchange essential information about what's going on at your kid's school, things like that. You can have quote unquote contact in the sense that you are cordial, but there are different levels of contact, as we all know. And you have to protect your heart. And when it comes to protecting your heart, I like the metaphor of thinking of you and your life as being like a house, right? Okay. You might invite people over for dinner, but there are certain rooms that and certain drawers in those rooms that you don't necessarily show your guests, right? Like even the people you're closest to, when they come over to your house, like you probably don't open your underwear drawer and like take your underwear out and like wave it around in their face. I hope not anyway. But you get the metaphor here, right? That we always have some level of, this is one circle of closeness I have in my life, and this is another one. There are certain people you would not even let in your house, period, right? They're not even going to make it past the front door. And you have to make a decision when you are forgiving people. What level of access do I want to give them? Are they, we stop at the front door? Are they, we come into the living room and chat? Are they, we sit down at the dining room table and we break bread together? Are they, I would give them a place to stay and a spare set of clothing and access to the food in my refrigerator if they needed it. Not everyone is meant to be at the same level, and those levels can change. You can have people who had all the access to you, and you can be the one to decide, no, not anymore. So if you want to learn more about forgiveness, head on over to Apple or Spotify and look for the Your Courageous Life podcast to get the full episode.